November 22, 1963. A date etched in history, a day that began with promise and ended in tragedy. The sun dawned bright and clear over Dallas, Texas, casting a golden glow on the city's skyline. It was a picture-perfect morning, full of hope and optimism. The city buzzed with anticipation. An electric current of excitement ran through the streets. People gathered, eager to be a part of something special. President John F. Kennedy and First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy were visiting, their presence promising a new era. They were symbols of youth, progress, and American ideals. Crowds lined the motorcade route, stretching for miles. A sea of faces turned towards the promise of the future. School children, office workers, all paused their daily routines, drawn by the magnetic pull of the president's visit. Families, young and old, stood together, sharing in the collective excitement. It was a moment to remember, a story to tell for generations. All were eager for a glimpse of the young, charismatic couple, hoping to catch a smile, a wave, a moment of connection with the leaders of their nation. Flags waved, a vibrant display of patriotism and pride adding to the celebratory atmosphere. Signs of support filled the air, hand-painted messages of welcome and admiration, reflecting the hopes and dreams of the American people. And the mood was festive, a rare moment of unity, transcending political divides and social barriers. For Kennedy, this visit was crucial, a strategic move in a complex political landscape. Texas was key for the upcoming election, a vital state that could determine the future of his presidency. And he hoped to heal political rifts, to bridge the divides that threatened to tear the nation apart. As the Kennedys stepped off Air Force One, they were greeted by a wave of warmth and enthusiasm. Cheers erupted, a thunderous applause that echoed through the city, welcoming the President and First Lady to Dallas. Jackie's pink suit became instantly iconic, a symbol of elegance and grace that would forever be associated with that fateful day. The President shook hands, smiling, connecting with the people, radiating confidence and optimism. Embodying hope and possibility, he represented a new generation of leadership, a promise of a brighter future. People craned for a look, eager to capture a memory, to witness history in the making, sensing they were witnessing history, a moment that would be forever etched in their minds. On that sunlit morning, the future felt limitless, full of potential and promise. No one imagined how quickly everything would change, how the bright promise of the morning would be shattered in a matter of hours. The presidential motorcade, a symbol of hope and progress, glided through the bustling streets of Dallas, a vibrant city eager to welcome its leader. The atmosphere was electric, filled with anticipation. The President and First Lady Jackie Kennedy waved to the cheering crowds, their smiles radiating warmth and optimism. People reached out, hoping to catch a glimpse, a touch, a moment with the charismatic couple. The route wound through downtown, a carefully planned procession designed to showcase the city and connect with its people. The destination was the Trade Mart Luncheon, where the President was scheduled to deliver a speech on national unity and progress. As the limousine approached Dealey Plaza, a seemingly ordinary public space, it slowed, almost imperceptibly, for a sharp turn onto Elm Street, a maneuver that would unknowingly alter the course of history. The motorcade passed the Texas School Book Depository, a seemingly innocuous building that would soon become a focal point of unimaginable tragedy. The plaza was packed, a sea of faces, young and old, eager to witness this historic moment. Cameras flashed, capturing the scene for posterity, freezing moments in time that would be replayed and analyzed for decades to come. People pressed forward, eager to get a better view, their excitement palpable in the air. Excitement peaked, reaching a fever pitch as the motorcade made its way through the plaza. Nellie Connolly, the First Lady of Texas, turned to Kennedy and remarked, "Mr. President, you can't say Dallas doesn't love you." He smiled, acknowledging the warm reception, completely unaware of the unimaginable danger that lurked just ahead. Abraham Zapruder, a local businessman, stood with his 8mm camera filming the scene, unknowingly capturing one of the most pivotal and tragic moments in American history in motion. The motorcade entered Dealey Plaza, a moment frozen in time, mere seconds from tragedy, a turning point that would forever alter the nation's psyche. It was 12:30 p.m. Central Time on November 22, 1963, a day etched forever in American history. The presidential motorcade was making its way through Dealey Plaza in Dallas, Texas. The crowds were thick, waving and cheering, eager to catch a glimpse of President John F. Kennedy and First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy. Suddenly, a sharp, distinct crack echoed through the air, shattering the festive atmosphere. Many in the crowd, initially confused, thought it was merely a firecracker, perhaps part of the celebratory welcome. They looked around, puzzled, trying to pinpoint the source of the unexpected noise. Little did they know, the sound marked the beginning of a tragedy that would forever alter the course of the nation. President Kennedy, riding in the open-top limousine, suddenly clutched at his throat, a visible sign of distress. Beside him, Governor John Connally, also in the vehicle, was struck by the same bullet, immediately wounded. The realization dawned that this was no accident, but a deliberate act of violence. Panic swept through the crowd like a wildfire. The initial confusion gave way to terror as people realized the president had been shot. Just as the Secret Service began to react, a second shot rang out, piercing the air and intensifying the chaos. People instinctively ducked for cover, scrambling to protect themselves from the unseen assailant. Jacqueline Kennedy, seated next to her husband, reacted with instinctive horror. She reached out towards him, her face a mask of shock and disbelief, as she witnessed the unthinkable unfolding before her eyes. Then, a third, fatal shot struck the president, sealing his fate. The impact was devastating, leaving no doubt about the severity of the situation. In a display of extraordinary bravery and quick thinking, Secret Service agent Clint Hill, who was trailing the presidential limousine, leapt onto the back of the car. He shielded the First Lady, providing a crucial layer of protection, as the limousine sped away towards Parkland Memorial Hospital, desperately trying to reach medical assistance. Dealey Plaza, moments before a scene of celebration, now erupted in complete and utter chaos. Dallas police officers scrambled to secure the area and find the shooter, while bystanders screamed in terror and confusion, their cries echoing through the plaza. The news of the shooting spread rapidly, carried by radio and television broadcasts. Initial reports were sketchy, but the gravity of the situation was immediately apparent. The president had been shot. At 1 p.m., Walter Cronkite, the trusted voice of CBS News, delivered the devastating news to the nation. President John F. Kennedy was dead. The nation was plunged into a collective state of shock, disbelief, and profound grief. The news reverberated across the country, leaving millions in tears. A bright, promising day had been irrevocably transformed into a moment of national tragedy, a darkness that descended in an instant, leaving an unfillable void in the heart of America. As America mourned, Dallas police hunted the assassin. On the 6th floor of the book depository, they found a rifle and spent shells. Lee Harvey Oswald, a troubled ex-Marine, was missing. After killing Officer J.D. Tippit, Oswald fled into Oak Cliff. He slipped into the Texas Theater, trying to hide. Police surrounded the building, found Oswald and arrested him after a brief struggle. "I'm just a patsy," he insisted. The suspect was in custody, but questions multiplied. The world demanded answers. Kennedy's death shattered America's sense of innocence and hope. The nation mourned, united in grief, as Lyndon Johnson vowed to carry on Kennedy's vision. Landmark laws followed, but so did suspicion and conspiracy theories. The Warren Commission's findings failed to quiet doubts. The assassination marked a turning point, ushering in a turbulent era of unrest and uncertainty. For many, the memory of that day is indelible. Kennedy's legacy endures, defined by promise and tragedy. Dallas, 1963. A moment when hope was lost and history